part of the proper path of development in the last half of life was to rediscover the child that you left behind as you were apprenticing. And so then you get to be something and regain that potential at the same time. The problem with being a child is that all you are is potential, and it's really low resolution. You could be anything, but you're not anything. So then you go and you adopt an apprenticeship, roughly speaking, and then you become, at least you become something.
I almost forgot where it all started. I've been chasing and working, striving to grow this thing that provides for my family, this thing that hopefully has helped some people along the way.
Once you pass through that narrow training period, which narrows you and constricts you and develops you at the same time, then you can come out the other end with a bunch of new possibility at hand. The sacrifice is inevitable, but at least you get to choose it.
The sacrifice I did choose, but what it's done to me I did not expect. I grew up shooting on 35mm film. I probably overdid it, as most children do, blowing unknowingly through loads of film at $3 to $5 a roll. It was also that time I discovered home video, and the jump cuts, the bad angles, the distorted film. It was all so interesting. Exploration and discovery were my mission, not money or influence, accolades or recognition. It was messy. I mean, the technology was messy, but it was a beautiful mess. As technology evolved, I was interested in megapixels and the quality it came with. However, in college, I still found myself constantly buying film and still shooting on 35mm. I have a love for the unexpected that film provides. It's in these unexpected outcomes that imperfection is accepted, something more rarely accepted in my current reality. I also found video. I was finding limitations in my ability to tell the entire story, so I decided to flip the switch on my Canon 5D Mark II and explore all that video had to offer. But ever so quickly, 1080p, 4K, 6K, 8K, editing, motion graphics, slow-mo, it just felt all too technical for me. I hated the process of taking what was and changing it into something altered, something processed, something that just didn't feel natural to me. I found YouTube a wonderful outlet for my desire to create and communicate, but traded exploration for the opportunity to build a business and provide for my family. This was my apprenticeship, as it were, the pressure and refining I needed to make a life for myself. But I lost a big piece of myself through that process and never shared anything about myself through that entire journey. It was all about the subject. I avoided telling why this all mattered out of fear that I wouldn't be accepted, that I wouldn't be desired, and that the subject was the only reason that people might be interested in what I had to say. At some point along the way, I purchased a Sony Hi8 camera to try and incorporate some of those analog vibes that I love so much, but it didn't really last long. I was too afraid to insert some of myself into the reviews, but I realized this year that has to change. Now, as I sat face to face with Lori from Tech Notice at the beginning of this year, he was casting a beautiful vision for his content and the story he was discreetly weaving in. It was time for me to follow that same process. It was time for me to rediscover nostalgia and innovate its expression in my life. I have the courage to pursue, but will I have the tenacity to do something just because I love it? No strings attached, no revenue in sight, nothing to gain, just simple exploration. So step one is to outfit my Sony Hi8 with a modern workflow. I need to develop an entire system that is both portable and practical. I want all the imperfections of film, but the efficiency of digital. Rediscovering Nostalgia is about taking what I love and modifying it to my current reality. A mash of my love for analog and respecting modern tools to streamline where I can. But will this even work? Will my dream of rediscovering nostalgia come true, or is analog gone from my life forever?